What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, so Manny Pacquiao's flying on a high. Well deserved. Dominated Lucas Matisse. Stopped him. Got his first knockout in many years. Looked good doing it. And of course, just like I expected, if he won in spectacular fashion, the whole boxing world's going to be talking about what's he going to do next, and we're going to be dragging, back into conversations we had several years ago. And I expected it, and that's what I'm getting. Right? So now, at least in my comment section, you have people who are discounting what he did, what Manny Pacquiao did on one hand. And then you have other people who are, over the moon about it. Now, personally, I say, let the people who are over the moon about it be over the moon about it. It's what it is, man. This dude's his victory lap. In my opinion, it's his career victory lap. And I'm happy to see the guy do well. I'm happy to have seen Manny Pacquiao be a success in that bout, seeing as what was going on with Freddie Roach. That he looked better in this fight than he did in his last fight that he had with Freddie Roach. I'm happy that it was a success and he created a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz for himself in the boxing world once again, but this time without the assistance of Bob Arum. And it also really gave a good injection of interest into the boxing world that was to replace the biggest conversation that's been going on for the last several months, which is Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. So all in all, man, I'm really happy with the outcome of that Manny Pacquiao fight. 1 for Manny Pacquiao and 2 for boxing. I think Manny Pacquiao doing well is good for the sport. It creates a lot of interest. And, that's where I am with it. And so, but this video, I'm not gonna talk about what my personal thoughts are on the fight. I already did that. But it's just a plea to, you cats that are crawling up out the woodwork. Okay? The Manny Pacquiao cats supporters ain't said not a word about him in months. And now you're back to somehow talking about insulting Floyd Mayweather. As if Lucas Matisse was Floyd Mayweather. I keep hearing these ridiculous arguments on my page and message to me about how Floyd Mayweather Jr. was a cheater, how Manny Pacquiao beat Floyd Mayweather Jr., how Floyd Mayweather Jr. didn't fight Marco Antonio Barrera, how Manny Pacquiao didn't fight Eric Morales, how Floyd Mayweather, if I said Manny Pacquiao, forgive me, sometimes I mess names up, I don't script this. How Floyd Mayweather Jr. didn't fight Eric Morales, and how Floyd Mayweather Jr. didn't face Marco Antonio Barrera, and how he beat Juan Manuel Marquez out of Juan Manuel Marquez's prime, and I didn't face Antonio Margarito, as if Antonio Margarito didn't get busted for plaster Paris on his gloves. All this type of stuff. Man, stop. Okay? For a Manny Pacquiao fan, you make it so hard on Manny Pacquiao to be a Manny Pacquiao fan. I want to enjoy the man's victory. I enjoyed that fight tremendously. He looked good. He's feeling good about himself. He's saying he's feeling young. He's feeling encouraged about his boxing career. He wants to get back out there and fight again. All right, cool. But man, please keep Floyd Mayweather Jr. out of your mouths. He lost that fight. I do not care how many slow motion videos you watch. I do not care. Okay? Floyd Mayweather Jr. won that bout in reality, in the real world, where you can sit a cup on top of a table and it stand there. In reality, not in your dreams where you can make elephants fly through the sky, where you can close your eyes and just make whatever you want. The infinite world of potential in your imagination. I'm not talking about your imaginary world, man. I'm talking about In reality, Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Manny Pacquiao is a Hall of Fame fighter. Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. Manny Pacquiao gave everybody he ever faced a good fight, even if he lost. The dude gave rematches to people who who some people thought he might have lost to. He's an all-around champ. He is. His personal business and all that stuff around that aside, there's a lot of people that really did not like Manny Pacquiao, but I think most of it has to do with all of the nonsense around this overhyping of him. Manny Pacquiao is, in and of himself, good enough where you can talk about what he did without exaggerating and without tearing down the accomplishments of somebody else. I have never been the one to say that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the greatest boxer ever. I don't like how Floyd Mayweather Jr. says TBE. I think he needs to pay licensing fees to the estate of Muhammad Ali just for saying it. Right? I am not one of these guys that think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. can beat Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns is too dang big, and he's too long. He started at 147. Floyd Mayweather started at 130 pounds. He was never a big welterweight. He's a little welterweight. He's really a little 140 pounder. And you're talking about him beating somebody that is who's a big 154 pounder, man. Started there, probably ended. I don't know what Thomas Hearns ended at. Probably ended at light heavyweight. He's that big. He ain't beating Tommy Hearns, man. But so I'm not one of those guys. But look, he beat Manny Pacquiao. If he fought Manny Pacquiao in 2005, he would have beat him in 2005. If he had fought him in 2010, he would have beat him in 2010. If he fought him in 2015, he'd beat him in 2015. If he fought him in 2020, he'd beat him in 2020. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is all wrong for Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a better fighter than Manny Pacquiao is. Okay? And he proved it in the ring. Give the man his due. Okay, unless you say, let's get a rematch, you want to see a rematch, you think that Manny Pacquiao has a chance to beat him next time, then say that. That's cool. But stop trying to tear down. You don't have to tear down one boxer to believe that that the guy that you like is very good. And I'll use the current day example. I constantly get messages about people saying that I hate Anthony Joshua. I don't think that I've said too many things. I've said it maybe 4 or 5 times in playing. I said that I thought he was a good fighter. I just don't think he's a great fighter. But I don't have to. I'm not jocking Deontay Wilder because I'm saying that Anthony Joshua is ducking and that Eddie Hearn is lying and Anthony Joshua is being a disgrace to the heavyweight belt by not taking this bout and playing around like he's playing around. That's my opinion of Anthony Joshua. It has nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. If it wasn't Deontay Wilder he was doing it to, if it was again Luis Ortiz he was doing it to, I would say the same thing about about him. You could change the name. I can look at one boxer and judge one boxer by himself. I do not have to tear another one down so that because it's neither just one or the other. It's not, either this guy is great and this guy's a bum. This guy is great. No, that guy's a bum. I mean, that's not a realistic view of what's going on in the ring. Manny Pacquiao lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. In my opinion, and I think objectively speaking, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was the better fighter than Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao still is a Hall of Fame level fighter. He was definitely always deserved to be in the top pound for pound conversation. A conversation when him and Floyd Mayweather Jr. were both, at their peaks, and even when they were over the hill, they still deserved to be in that conversation. But saying that you're not as good as Floyd Mayweather Jr. does not mean that I'm calling you a bum or I'm trying to diminish your career accomplishments at all. I can compliment Manny Pacquiao to the ends of the earth. I can talk about he won champ belts in 8 divisions. All right, he beat great champions who were at the time were the same size as him. In Eric Morales, he beat Eric Morales. He beat Marco Antonio Barrera. He beat Juan Manuel Marquez. He beat Shane Mosley. He beat Miguel Cotto. He beat guys. He beat Oscar De La Hoya, right? I don't care what you are. In order to, at any stage of any of those fighters' career, to beat them, you have to be a good boxer. There was no point in time where you can be a straight bum and whoop up on Oscar De La Hoya and you not be able to fight. You can't do those things. You can't be at the top of the game for 20 years and not be able to fight. I can readily acknowledge that for Manny Pacquiao. Just like I can anybody with common sense can recognize that for Deontay Wilder. You do not win an Olympic bronze medal, go 40-0 with 39 knockouts and knock out every single person you've ever fought in the heavyweight division and not be able to fight. Anybody that says that, and I don't care if they are a Hall of Fame inducted trainer, is off their gourd and they need to be checked. Because it's not possible for that to happen. At some point in time, in 40 fights, you'd been exposed. And even Manny Pacquiao, who did get clipped by Juan Manuel Marquez, still, the thing that I think makes him a great champ is how he reacted after he lost. He didn't quit. He didn't take his ball and run away and didn't run home. He never played I'm the A side. I'm the A side. I don't have to fight Juan Manuel Marquez again. I won. It was a draw. And then I won in the rematch, and that's enough. I don't need it. I'm going to give him a $500,000 flat fee. He never played that. Even though he was clearly the A side in every fight he ever had, with the exception of maybe two. Right? Maybe two. Once he hit his prime, once he really got his stuff going, right? He had the best negotiation leverage, other than maybe 2 times with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and with Oscar De La Hoya. But other than that, man, come on, the dude was the hottest cat in all the fights that he was making, and he still made the fights, which is, in my opinion, is one of the reasons that it made him great. Just like Vasyl Lomachenko. I'm hard pressed to criticize Lomachenko right now because he got off the ground against Jorge Linares. That's not some reason. When he got up off the ground with Jorge Linares and came back and stopped him with that body shot, that was not a reason to take away from. That is a notch on Lomachenko's belt as far as I'm concerned, because he showed that he could overcome adversity. And all these guys are world-class fighters. None of these guys are taxi cab drivers. So anyway, what you guys are getting all excited about Manny Pacquiao, when there's good reason to do so, man, pump your brakes. Okay, pump your brakes. Stop trying to relive the past. He lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. That was it. He's not as good. He got fighter of the decade, but he did not. Man, please. Please. He should be honorable mention. If they had 5 people that were named, he should be there. But no, man, I don't buy it. And honestly, in your heart of hearts, you don't buy it either. You're just in the middle of an argument, and you're going to say whatever you got to say to win. But just recognize, man, it's possible to like 2 fighters. I can say Errol Spence Jr. is a great young fighter. He's a great young fighter. He is. You can't be looking at his nipples and, wondering why he's the IBF champion and not taking tests for the WBC and somehow trying to, contort that into he's a bum. That's just a terrible argument. And it doesn't make any sense. Same thing for Terrence Crawford. Yeah, Terrence Crawford came up from 135 pounds. He does exchange a lot. He probably gets hit a little more than he needs to, but he also has the skill not to get hit when he doesn't want to get hit. Just because I like Errol Spence a lot doesn't mean I'm blind to the skill level of Errol Spence. They're both 2 great fighters, and 2 great fighters coming together make a great fight. And that's what boxing needs, not this nonsense that some of these cats are trying to pub up with Manny Pacquiao. Congratulations to Manny Pacquiao, but man, please, keep Floyd out your mouth, man. Actually, Manny's not even doing it. It's just, the groupies. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Peace.